Are you not entertained? I don't know what to do with my hands right now. What a day. What a damn day for the Red Raiders in the portal. How's it going, everybody? I am RC Maxfield. I'm just like you guys right now. I am enjoying each and every second of what is going on in the portal for the Red Raiders. Who cares if Micah Hudson's at A&M? You see what the Red Raiders have done in the portal right now? You seeing what they're doing? Game-changing type stuff. Absolutely game-changing type stuff. And if you're excited about it, all I'm going to ask you to do is simply like the video, share this on social media. Let's get as many Red Raiders in here as possible, because this is a day where I'm not trying to overhype this. I'm really, really not. But this is a culmination in terms of like getting here, right, for Texas Tech in this moment. It feels like we're shifting things to a perspective and expectation that I don't think Texas Tech football has had in a decade and a half. I'm talking 15 plus years type stuff. So again, if you're excited about what the Red Raiders are doing, hey, like the damn video. Let's get as many people in here as possible. I really, it's a good day when you don't know where the hell to start. Like, where do y'all want me to start? First person to let me know, like, where do we want to start? Offensive tackle, the DB, the defensive tackle? Like, where do we want to start here? Let me know in the chat, because I really don't know. I don't know where to start, because all three of these guys, I think, are like bona fide, really good players. All right, Trenton was the first one. Here we go. Marco, we'll go DT next, and then we'll go offensive tackle after that. We already talked about the UCF transfer. Marco, go. We got a video on here. Listen to this, and then we'll talk about it later. But let's talk about the DB, because this guy in Tarrion Grant is a bona fide star. He is a bona fide star in the making. Hold on real quick. My dog is she's good. She's making a weird noise. Apologize about that. But anyway, Tarrion Grant, Purdue DB, 6'4", 190. Okay, former five-star recruit. The interesting part about Tarrion Grant is this. He was technically supposed to be a part of this freshman class. He reclassified to 2024 and was still a five-star. Now, his stats at Purdue weren't great. He was a true freshman, and if you watched Purdue at all, they were just bad. Now, Tarrion Grant, when he played, I thought was actually pretty solid and had some really good tape. He is ranked as a top 10 cornerback in the portal, has 3 years of eligibility left. He was on his official visit to the 806 on Monday, and he officially committed to Texas Tech today. This is a guy, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, where you can put him opposite of Bryce Bullock, or you can have him as the guy that kind of goes around. But listen, you can't teach what this guy has. This is a guy, in my estimation, again, 6'4", 190. He has NFL first-round talent. Like, I don't throw that stuff out lightly. I'm more of a guy that kind of suppresses draft stock. But this guy has legitimate first-round talent. Will he live up to it this year? I'm not sure. But you're talking about now, when you look at this Texas Tech secondary, a total transformation, the likes that we've really never seen in terms of really the impact players a Texas Tech secondary has. You have, in my opinion, added 3 guys that I think could be all Big 12 type players in the Texas Tech secondary. Let's run through all of them real quick. There's 5 right now, and I do think they're done after, I mean, goodness gracious, I'm at a loss for words. Tarrion Grant, never in my wildest dreams did I think he'd be a Red Raider, but here we are. You obviously land him. You've got BP, Bryce Bullock, right? You got him. And then you've also got Dante Balfour. You've got Amir Boyd Matthews, and then you've got Cole Wisniewski as well, right? Like, you've added 3 players there that will start for you or play really significant snaps. If not all 5 of them will play significant snaps in some position or another. When you went into this offseason, I guarantee you, be honest with yourself right now, you did not think in your wildest dreams Texas Tech would upgrade their secondary like this. And again, we've talked about it numerous times here on the channel in terms of what Texas Tech needed to do in the portal, and not just in the secondary, but really for the entire roster, since it's going down to 105 and they have expectations of playing at the highest level, right? And we'll talk about expectations a little bit more here in a second. You had to trim the fat. You had to go get legit difference makers. Your roster was just not good enough. Period. End of story. It was not good enough. And injuries were a reason why, sure. But also, you just didn't have that high end talent. You can no longer say that in the secondary. Okay. You had a top 6 at worst corner in the SEC transfer to you. You had a legit 5-star cornerback transfer from Purdue, where again, he didn't play too much as a true freshman, but he's 6'4", 190 and has every trait you want for a first-round NFL talent corner. You go out and get arguably the best safety in the FCS in Cole Wisniewski from North Dakota State, and you add him for that CJ Baskerville role. And then, oh, by the way, you get Amir Boyd-Matthews, who has some tremendous traits at 6'2", 185 to go along with Dante Balfour as well, that stands 6'2", 190. You went out and you upgraded your secondary more than I think anybody could have asked for. And now you feel really good about that unit. And now you feel really good about another unit as we move into the defensive tackle aspect of things, where you land Anthony Holmes Jr. I thought he was off the board, people. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, he was not on my radar anymore after Texas Tech added Lee Hunter and then obviously Skylar Gill-Howard. I didn't even think that he was in the realm of possibilities, to be honest with you. Like, I knew that he visited. I knew that there was interest, early on by Texas Tech, but I thought if they got Lee Hunter, they weren't going to get Anthony Holmes Jr. But I was very wrong, and I am very happy about it. You're talking about this in terms of lumping in Anthony Holmes Jr. to the Lee Hunter signing as well. You're talking about 2 of the top 3 defensive tackles in the Big 12 when it comes to pressures, okay? You got the number 1 guy in Lee Hunter, and then number 3 with Anthony Holmes Jr. Now, the interesting part about Anthony Holmes Jr. is he a traditional D tackle? Yeah, absolutely. Now you think about, okay, if you are, Shield Wood, and you got some familiarity with Anthony as well, like, do you start all 3? Do you start SGH? Do you start, Anthony Holmes Jr. alongside Lee Hunter? Do you play all 3 and then you figure out the edge, who I think in the end will be Georgia Tech outside linebacker edge Romello Height? Like, that's who I think will be end up being the big edge that Texas Tech lands in the portal. Do you just play all 3 of them and then you rotate guys in like Duda Banks? Right? Like those kind of players in there. So really each and every time you've got a high caliber defensive tackle in there at all times. You're first and foremost going to be a hell of a lot better against the run. And second of all, you're going to be able to get after the quarterback a lot better as well. And it's going to help your secondary that's already improved from a talent perspective look that much better. I'm not even talking about the linebackers, because I think each and every person in here already knows how good the linebackers are, led by Jacob Rodriguez, a guy that made the All Big 12 first team. I mean, this defense has drastically, and I mean drastically, shifted in less than a week, right? Like the expectations for 2025, and we'll talk about them after we talk about the offense a little bit, and another recruit that's on campus currently right now that could commit to Texas Tech. I mean, this is arguably, I don't even know if it's arguably, I think this could be the most talented defense in Texas Tech program history. And again, maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. Maybe y'all can get mad at me for that. But like, I truly think that's a possibility. Like there's so much talent. It's actually insane. And I mean, my goodness, man, you got Tarrion Grant, Anthony Holmes Jr., unbelievable type stuff. Again, if you haven't already, I'm just like you guys. I'm excited as hell. Be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button. Again, second day in a row going live here. Appreciate each and every one of y'all spending some of your Wednesday with me. Shit, with how good this goes, I might have to do another live tonight or drop another video if there's another commitment. It's very, very real that happens. Unbelievable type stuff. All right. We've got Cinco Swim saying, let's go, baby. Alex watching from Amarillo. We've got Lucas watching from Fort Collins. John, I'll keep my hands where you can see them. I'll keep my hands where you can see them on this front. What else do you think we actually go after? You're going to absolutely have to go after another running back, and you're definitely going to go after a kicker. After that, everything is gravy, and I think you probably land another offensive lineman. We'll talk about him as well. That another guy that 247, I believe it is. Maybe it's on 3. Don't quote me on the site. Has a prediction in for Texas Tech to land that guy as well. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Let's see here. Let's talk about the big boys in the trenches. Hopefully we did that enough there. Patrick Mahomes has left tackle envy. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about him here in just a second too. Howard Sampson's a stud, man. He's a legit left tackle. Horn is better than him. Tell me I'm wrong. You're wrong, Max. You're wrong. I think Horn is older and more mature. He has more experience. But in terms of traits and actual talent, Tarrion Grant is a far more talented player than Mo Horn. That's not saying that I don't want Mo Horn to transfer or anything like that. Like I want Mo Horn to be a part of it. In terms of the secondary, I think he's probably your third best corner. Tarrion Grant is better than Mo Horn. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Like, I get it, stats don't back me up on that, but watch the tape. Watch the tape. Tarrion Grant is an absolute bona fide star. He's a star. Okay, unbelievable get by Texas Tech. I truly can't believe that they got him. When he entered the portal, I was like, he'll have a great career at Alabama or something like that. Instead, you get him. Unreal type stuff. Zach says, I've never been more excited for a season since the Pirate was here, just off sheer talent brought in. Yeah, I mean, you currently right now, again, I'm recording this on Wednesday, December 18th, and it's 5:20 p.m. Like, you have 8 blue chip recruits in this transfer portal class. For those that don't know what a blue chip is, it's basically 247s, or the industry's way of saying like 4-star or 5-star, right? You have 8 of them. And there's a real scenario where you end up with 10. Like, it's very possible. Like, Texas Tech, as it stands right now, there was somebody on Twitter that, asked me, where do you think this Texas Tech portal class ends up? And this was after they landed Hunter Zambrano. And I was like, probably, top 20 or something like that, because they said, hey, we're only going to take 10 guys. Well, that was a lie. I'm very happy it was a lie, because they're going to end up probably taking 18. And at this point, I don't see a scenario where the Red Raiders, in terms of talent, right? Maybe in terms of quantity, a team passes them, but in terms of talent and overall, like, key impact players landed in the portal, the Red Raiders clearly are going to have a top 5 class in the portal. Like, clearly, it's not a debate. They already have it. Like, it's not going to change. Okay. You landed 8 guys already and signed them that are blue chip recruits, guys that when you have blue chip recruits, your chances of going and doing things that Texas Tech simply hasn't done in their program history are very, very possible now. Okay. Like, the Big 12 title, that should be the expectation next year with this team. And again, I hate saying that 9+ months away, but that's the reality of it. Like, the reality is Texas Tech is all in, and the expectation from not only, Joey McGuire and the donors, but I think the fan base is, hey, they better be playing in Arlington, right? And have a chance to make the college football playoff. That should be the expectation with the amount of money that they've spent and the amount of talent that they have acquired. Period. That should be it, okay? But yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you in terms of if you couldn't tell, I'm yelling right now. I'm so excited about next season. Any other good commit you think signs with us soon? Yeah, the names to watch are Quentin Joyner, the USC running back, and then the pass rusher from Georgia Tech, Romello Height. Those are the guys that I would be watching, and then some if I were a Texas Tech fan right now. Quentin Joyner is actually on campus right now, but those are the guys that I would be looking at if I were a fan of Texas Tech. Just saying. Can you explain that the thing going through the Supreme Court on the 105 roster? Yeah, basically it's just because of revenue sharing, it's going to go down to 105. So that's as many as you can have. In the past, you've been able to have like 120. So just another reason to trim the fat and go after high-level talent. If you're Texas Tech, because you can only have 105 on the roster, and that's what they're doing. Raider fans, we haven't had talent like this in 10 or 15 years. I hope we really challenge for the Big 12 title. I think we're fine on the running backs. I think, Alex, they're going to add another one. I'm telling you right now. It may not be Quentin Joyner. It may not be Ramon Hemby from Maryland, but they're going to add another running back. I can guarantee you that. And those are the 2 likely to be added are Ramon Hemby and Quentin Joyner. I would probably say Hemby's more likely, but who knows? I mean, I didn't expect Texas Tech again to get Tarrion Grant, but here we are talking about him, and he's in the thumbnail, and I've never been more excited about it. On paper, this could end up being the best defense we've ever had. Stuart, I agree. And I get it. The games are not, the expectation should be this, right? Like the games are not played on paper. You have to go out and win games, right? Like you have to. And there's going to be some people saying, oh, let's not hype them up. But damn it, the actions have already done that. Right? Like it's not our fault that Texas Tech went out there and added 8 blue chip guys. We're not mad about it, but like expectations increase when you get hella talented players. It's just natural, right? So don't listen to these people. Oh, let's wait until the games are played on paper to hype them up. Let's see what happens on the field. Fuck that. If you want to get excited about this team, get excited about this team. Drink the damn Kool-Aid, because what this team is doing and what this program is doing, the level of investment, the lockstep that each and every fundamental person within that program has right now is unparalleled in college football. And you have every goddamn right to be excited about Texas Tech football in 2025. And I would argue you would be absolutely asinine not to be excited. Rant over. Okay, let's get back to the offensive side real quick. If that's not a good reason to like the video, I don't know what is. Be sure to like the video. 100% honest takes, 100% free content, largest group of Texas Tech fans on YouTube, giving you updates every second, every hour. And my wife hates me right now. Doesn't hate me, but probably doesn't enjoy me yelling into a microphone. She's in the other room. I'll ask her later about it and ask for forgiveness. You know what I mean? Don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness in some certain situations. Hashtag back to 12 approved on that front. So again, be sure to like the video. Hit that subscribe button if you want more content like this. All right, the other guy that Texas Tech landed today was Howard Sampson, the offensive tackle out of UNC. He is a behemoth of a man. I mean, literally a walking mountain. Mount Everest is jealous of how giant this man is. He's 6'8", 335, a humble Texas native, started his college career at UNT, transferred to UNC, and was the starting left tackle for the Tar Heels in 2024. He is mean. He is nasty, and his favorite meal of the day is breakfast. Why, you may ask? Pancakes. He has a lot of affinity for pancakes, okay? You see all of them on tape, okay? He's an all-ACC honorable mention, and, 247 and Matt Zenitz, they were the ones that projected him to be a Red Raider, and he officially became a Red Raider today. It felt like there was a 2-hour window where Texas Tech just went 1 commit, 2 commit, 3 commit. Right? I was in meetings. This ain't my full-time job, people. You got to chill with that. Give a bro a warning, right? Like you got to give a bro a warning. Like people have jobs here. We have to act nonchalant sometimes around people that don't care as much as us. I can't imagine why they don't care as much as us, but what the hell, man? Got to give a bro a warning. This was exciting. This is a guy that just anchors on your left tackle side. And again, a lot of people aren't going to remember how good he was at Texas Tech, or maybe have an affinity for him because of his time in the NFL and how he was great when he first got there and now not so much after he got paid. But he reminds me of Terrence Steele, just bigger on the left side. Like this guy is a stalwart and an anchor on the left side of the offensive line. And from left to right now, you feel absolutely sensational if you're the Red Raiders in terms of left tackle to right guard. You got obviously Sampson at the left tackle spot. You got Vinny Scurry at left guard, Sheridan Wilson at center, and then you got Hunter Zambrano, the #1 offensive lineman in the portal, according to On3, at right guard. Do you still need to address right tackle? Yeah, you do. And let me make sure I get this name right in terms of the guy that y'all should know real quick. I want to make sure I get his name right for you. Micah Pettis. That's the guy that I would look out for. I think it's 247 that has a prediction, and he's an Ole Miss right tackle, Micah Pettis. That's spelled Pettus. He started all of the games for the Rebels at right tackle outside of 1, I believe, last year, so 11 out of the 12. He went into the portal. Don't listen to Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin always makes some bullshit up. We know that, especially when it comes to the Big 12 and how good the SEC is. Just a bunch of bullshit. But anyway, he's a guy that's probably going to test the NFL draft waters. He's in the portal. I would not be surprised if he returns to school and he is the starting right tackle for the Red Raiders in 2024. Now, maybe I'm getting ahead of my skis there, but they've been really good about this On 3 and 247 in terms of predicting these guys and then them committing pretty well soon after. So that's the guy to look at. Again, Micah Pettis, Pettus from Ole Miss. That is the guy that I would be looking at if I were y'all on that front. Let's see. What else do we want to talk about? Getting again, one more time, be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, please. I'm going to get some water, and then I'm going to go straight to the comments. I'm going to go straight to the comments today for you guys. I say about 15 minutes of comments, and then maybe have to go have dinner with my wife. And then maybe another live later tonight. We'll see. Well, you know what? I'll say this. If we get to 100 likes by the time that I am done here, I'm cutting this off at 5:45. I have to leave at 5:45. If we get to 100 likes by 5:45, I will go live again later tonight and answer just every question I can possibly answer from you guys. So if you want that, just more content here on the channel, like the video and hit that subscribe button, and well, let me know in the comments as well. All right, let's see here. We got Beerman saying all things hitting a roadblock in Lubbock with these big bodies. Absolutely. And that was something that they needed to address, right? Like they had to go out and get players that were impact players in the trenches, and specifically on the defensive line. And they've done so in a major way. Again, I tweeted it out. I don't know if there's a better trio in terms of just down linemen in the Big 12 than what Texas Tech has now. You have Lee Hunter, arguably the best defensive tackle in the Big 12. You've, obviously got Anthony Holmes Jr., and then you've got Skylar Gill-Howard. I mean, that is a hell of a freaking trio, man. It's hard to beat that. Max says the starting cornerbacks will be Dante Balfour, Horn, and Bryce Bullock. Yeah, maybe. I think it really does depend on what you get from Grant. I mean, he's raw. He is a raw player, but the talent is there. The measurables are there. The skill set is there. It would not shock me whatsoever if he is a starting corner for the Red Raiders in 2025. It would not shock me at all. Chad asks, is the RB from Maryland the backup plan, or is he the main running back target? Can I say both? I think there's a real scenario Texas Tech lands both running backs in terms of Ramon Hemby, the Maryland running back you're talking about, and Quentin Joyner. Is it the most likely outcome? Probably not, but I do think that that is a realistic thing. Jerry, what kicker were they looking at? Honestly, I don't know right now, Jerry. The kicker that I thought that they were going to land was from Charlotte, but he ended up committing to, I believe it was Cincinnati. He was on campus this past weekend, was the kicker, but he ended up committing to the Bearcats up there in Cincinnati. Romello Heights, yeah, I would expect something on Romello Heights here in the next 24, 48 hours. I think he's going to be a Red Raider. I think it's probably just a matter of when, not if. It almost feels like it was like Lee Hunter in a way, where I was over on the Scarlet and Black Insider. Another reason for you to subscribe over there too. Don't have to, but another way to support the channel. And the link will be in the description later. I said that somebody asked, when is Lee Hunter going to commit last night at about 7? And I was like, it's at the 1 yard line. I wouldn't be surprised if he committed, last night. He ended up committing, I think, around like 9 o'clock last night. So I think that could be something like Romello Heights, where is he going to commit tonight? I'm not sure, but it's a matter of when, not if at this point, it feels like. Oh, excuse me. Travis, do we need another receiver? Yeah, I think you could probably use one, but I don't think it's a priority. I think they feel really good about some of the guys that they have. The name to know is Kelby Volson. I think he's going to slide into the Josh Kelly role now that Josh Kelly, according to a Texas Tech spokesperson that talked to, I believe, Don Williams at the Lubbock Avalanche Journal, said that he will miss the Liberty Bowl. So you're going to get to see some Kelby Volson, and don't be surprised if he is the leading target getter in that game. Will Hammond and him have a connection. They really do. Mel says, we are eating good right now. Can't wait till August. I am right there with you. Does the offensive line seal the deal for Joyner? Stewart asked. I think it's pretty impactful. I think it is. And I think the money's probably going to help a little bit too. I think the money's going to help. That's for sure. Bailey says, hearing a certain Big 12 school is offering Ole Miss right tackle Micah Pettis between 1.5 and 1.8 million. That is very interesting, to say the least. Who said that, Bailey? Let me know in the comments. Let me know who said that, because I think he's named a monitor. I'm telling you right now. Any recruits doing early enrollment? I would assume a majority of them are. I'm not going to be able to tell you exactly who they are, Beerman, right now. But I would assume most of them are. Especially those grad transfer guys. I would assume that they're going to be on campus for the spring. I'm watching from French, Texas, a.k.a. Lake Meredith. Appreciate you tuning in, John. Is Joyner on campus? Yes. Oh, yeah. I see your comment right there, John. Yep. Um, Done at DT, or would they take Jarrett? No, I don't think they're going to take Jarrett. I think that they're probably done now. I think it was one of those situations um, where hand up for accountability. I was wrong on the sense of like what I thought they were done at Lee Hunter, but now adding Anthony Holmes Jr., I think you feel really good with those three guys that you added. If you add Jarrett, awesome, but I don't think I see it personally. But hey, I'll be happy to be wrong. I'm just saying. I'll be very happy to be wrong. Do we go after another wide receiver? If so, who? I think maybe, but I think the focus right now is going to be on getting another impactful lineman and securing the edge as well, and then the running back. So I would probably say offensive tackle, running back, and then edge are the three priorities right now. Yeah, Justin, I think that they could land both. Ty Haywood is still on the board also. This is crazy, LOL. Yeah, no, the 5-star offensive lineman from Denton Ryan is 100% still on the board for Texas Tech. Still on the board. It'll come down to the Red Raiders in Michigan. I don't know where he's leaning right now, but it's going to come down to one of those two schools. That is damn near certain, unless somebody just at the last seconds decides to double or triple the money or something like that. I get who is who mixed up. Did we get the RB who went to the same high school as Taj? No, that is Quentin Joyner. He's on an official visit right now. Potentially could be a Red Raider, though, for sure. Let's see. Keep waiting for the wife to come in and take over. You are super hyped, LOL. Yeah. Yeah. She's thought about it. So real quick, right here on my sight line is a hallway. I've seen her before just come in and do this and like tell me to shut the hell up. So it is what it is. Doof, yeah, I'm going to say what I want here. Some people aren't going to like it. That's okay. If you don't like me cursing, I completely understand if that's a reason why you don't listen, but I'm not going to fucking stop doing it. Let's see here. Did you buy one of the I Will Matador Club shirts? No, but I plan on it. I actually need to talk about that with my wife at dinner tonight. More so just like if we want to get some for the in-laws and the brother-in-law who are Tech fans, obviously, as well, for Christmas presents and stuff, because I'm going to buy one myself, but just want to see if others want to hop in. You know what I mean? Jarrett's still a chance at DT. I don't think so. Again, like I said, but yeah, I see a lot of people asking about Joyner. I think there's a real possibility that you land him. I really do. I don't want to put odds on it. I don't think it's fair to do that. But I know that he is definitely in the mix in the Red Raiders. In the sense that like, hey, they could take two running backs, and I don't think it would shock anybody, or it shouldn't shock anybody, at least in my opinion. If Hammond balls out and has a great workout in the offseason, could get interesting. I don't see it, man. Like, it called me naive, and maybe I look dumb in 9 months, and I take plenty of L's here on this channel. If y'all watch in any kind of seriousness or any regularity, you know that I wholeheartedly will admit when I am wrong. I am totally fine with it. If Baron Morton's healthy, he's QB1. Like, I don't see it. Like, and that's not saying that Will Hammond isn't talented, right? Like, I think Baron Morton is QB1 if he is healthy. Now, if Baron Morton's not healthy, you feel really good about Will Hammond, right? But if Baron Morton is healthy, he is QB1 next year. I think it. Maybe I'm simplifying it, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. Poaching Lee Hunter from UT is my favorite so far. Yeah, he didn't even go on that visit. How about that, huh? You didn't even let him leave the room. You basically DeAndre Jordaned him with the Clippers. You remember that, where they locked DeAndre Hunter in the house and didn't let Mark Cuban come in for the visit? Damn near did that. Any other rushers you like? That from Grayson. Honestly, the only rusher I've heard Texas Tech in on, well, there's two. Kazim Moore from Elon, and I think he probably ends up at Virginia. And then the other one only associated, and I think he'll end up being a Red Raider, is Romello Height from Georgia Tech. Those are the two that I've heard. Maybe there's another one. If somebody wants to let me know in the chat, those are the only ones that I've really heard. But yeah, that's really it on that front. Oh, Miss Nichols. How are you? RC, I don't give a damn if you curse. Thank you, Miss Nichols. Thank you. Appreciate you tuning in. Good to see you. Jake. Are we still in the mix? Yeah, still in the mix. I think that Romello Heights will end up being, I think he will be in the mix or be a Red Raider eventually, for sure. With Valdez, Jacoby, and Dickey, are we done with RBs, or does that mean someone has to go when we get Joyner? Yeah, I think probably somebody leaves. I think it'd probably be most likely Cam. Unfortunately, I like Cam, but he's coming off of an injury. He went in the portal last year to see, came back, got hurt. I think he probably ends up leaving if you ended up getting Joyner and Hemby. Maybe they keep 5 RBs. If not, Garrett, the Nebraska edge guy, he already committed to Ole Miss. So he's off the table. Why sign so many QBs? Oh, great question, Colt. Yeah, so reason being is because 2 of them are injured. Okay, so you got to have enough quarterbacks to practice with, and people just think, oh, you need 1 quarterback to practice. Well, you got to think about the second teamers. You got to think about the scout team. You got to think about other factors there, right? So Baron Morton not going to practice during the bowl game. Obviously, hopefully he plays in spring ball, but he should be 100%, right? Will Hammond, healthy right now. You go out and you get Griffs from Wake Forest. Great veteran presence there. No expectations in terms of him starting. He's just going to be a vet, right? Lloyd Jones, your 4-star quarterback in the class of 2025. He's coming off of an injury. Who knows if he's going to be ready, or even, I don't think he's an early enrollee. Okay, so maybe he is. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But then you add the friendship kid. So really you have 3 guys that are for sure healthy right now as it stands going into spring football. And that's something that obviously you need. You in an ideal world would need 4, but sometimes you just don't. But yeah, that's the thing too, is, great point by Beerman right there. There's roster limits take effect after spring ball. Yeah. So there you go. That's a good point too, but you got to have quarterbacks to practice too. So that's a big deal. Let's see. Would love to see be more with his line protecting him next year. Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Jet. I absolutely agree. Mark, love your content, but you cheapen your message when you resort to profanity. Mark, respectfully, I don't give a damn. I really don't. It's me, man. I probably cuss too much, but I ain't going to change it. Sorry. It's just who I am. You don't have to like it. I understand, though, if people don't like it, but I ain't going to change. It's me. It is what it is. Call it character flaw if you want. I don't give a damn. Bradley says, getting too big, RC. Lots of ads during your live. Damn. I have it on the lowest ad rate, too, which is crazy. Like, I try not to have that for you guys. I'll see if I can change anything on that, Bradley Duff, but I appreciate you tuning in. And Fuego Diego, that is a baller-ass handle, by the way. Baller-ass handle. Kind of upset that I just graduated from Texas Tech on Saturday. First and foremost, before we say anything, let's give a round of applause to Diego. Heck yeah, man. Congrats on graduating, man. That is a big time deal. Congrats to you. And then secondly, you say now we have one of the best transfer classes football next season. Yeah. I'm so jealous of my brother-in-law. He's a true freshman. Like, he plays sports. He's just a freshman out at college at Texas Tech. And I literally texted him while this is going on. I'm like, dude, I am so jealous of you. I got to see Patrick Mahomes live, which was obviously awesome. But I didn't get to see the best Texas Tech teams. And it feels like he's really, really fortunate in terms of the timing of being at Texas Tech and the investment and everything like that. So good stuff. Nathan says sitting Will Hammond is like letting Mahomes ride the bench behind Davis Webb listen, we have to stop this, people. This may be my closing remarks. Please stop comparing Will Hammond to Patrick Mahomes. First and foremost, it is a disservice to Patrick Mahomes. Second of all, there is no reason on God's green earth you should put the expectations on Will Hammond like that. Please stop. Is Will Hammond good? Yes, I like him. Do I think maybe there should even be a quarterback controversy? Maybe. But let's stop comparing Will Hammond to Patrick Mahomes. Please stop it. Please stop that. Just absolutely crazy. What is the weakest spot on the roster at the moment? Probably kicker, because you don't have one. Sorry, I had to do that. Can you name our current wide receivers right now and for next year? Yeah, I mean, the ones to know for the bowl game are going to be Douglas, Volson, West, and then Aiken. There's a couple more mixed in there too. that are younger guys. But then next year, obviously, you add Reggie Virgil to the mix, Miami of Ohio transfer, and then I think Kelby Volson will be in the mix there as well as Tyrone West as well. So you'll have some playmakers. There'll be some unproven guys for sure, but you have Caleb Payday Douglas coming back, and then you obviously have Coy Aiken and a couple of wide receiver or tight ends, that are good. RC, give us insight into the I Will t-shirt with Miss RC. Do you get her something too, or shirt for her? Oh, she'll get a shirt. She'll get us the shirt. Yeah, she'll get the shirt. That's it, period. We don't need to overcomplicate gifts here, people. I love my wife, but I'm not going to overcomplicate a gift. If the gift is there, get it for her. She needs a new Texas Tech shirt anyway. Why wouldn't I get one like this? It goes to a good cause, and hey, people are going to rock these things forever. They're going to remember this stuff. So why wouldn't I let her hop on the train? I think this is where we have to end it because I have to go have dinner with my wife. Sincere appreciation. Let's see if we got to 100. We can still get to 100 likes, people, to have another live tonight. We got 200 people in here. There's plenty of time. That was the caveat I gave you guys. If we have 100 likes, I will do another live tonight once I get back. We're 15 short right now. So we can get there, but I'm going to leave it here. Debbie. If y'all know anything about Debbie is kind of folklore here on the Back to 12 podcast channel. In terms of Debbie, I hope I'm not selling you short here. You are the biggest, I don't know if realist, but you're a pessimist, that's for sure. And it's okay. That's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing, Debbie. It's not a shot at you. We have Debbie in the chat, people. I'm taking a screenshot of this, Debbie. You're not going to let this be living. This is never going away, Debbie. I just got a screenshot. That's happening, Debbie. That's happening. Debbie, I won't be negative again, RC. 10 wins or bust next year, though, my brother. Got my double eagle shirt coming. Let's go. You know what? Let's put it on the damn screen. If y'all know anything about Debbie, let's give a round of applause. Let's give a round of applause to Debbie. Let's give a round of applause. Hey, we love it. We love it. If anybody knows, Debbie, you're popular in my friend group. They all be watching this. We be talking about you in the sense that, hey, is she a realist? You know, are they a realist? Or are they a hater? Are they a secret UT fan? No. And every time, Debbie, I come to your defense and I say this, Debbie, every time, I promise, I say this. No, they can be a fan like that too. Not everything is, sunshine and rainbows. You can be a pessimist and still be a fan. There's multiple ways to be a fan. And I appreciate it. I appreciate you, Debbie. This is good shit right here, Debbie. I am glad you are here, Debbie. This is the way I wanted to end this fucking live. Hell yeah. Come on. If this isn't a reason to like the video, people, follow the channel. I'm interactive with you guys, but Debbie, we love to see it. We love to see it, Debbie. We appreciate you. I appreciate everybody else in this damn chat. We got to 100. We will be going live again later tonight. Shh. Don't tell my wife. Well, we're going to do it anyway. The Red Raiders are on an absolute heater. Y'all are on an absolute heater. Red Raider Nation is on an absolute heater. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive, people. What a time to be a Texas Tech fan. Who isn't excited about this? Who is not excited about this right here? And go get your Double Eagle I Will shirts. Limited time. I got to go buy 4 or else I don't know really what I'm going to get my brother-in-law for Christmas at this point. Hopefully he's not watching. I really don't know. Yeah. And Bradley, real quick. He's right, You should do that. You should do that. 180 people in here. You should do that. Appreciate each and every one of you. We will be going live again later tonight. Answer all your questions and more. Jake, you're 100% right. The Kool-Aid is really, really tasting good right now, and we're gonna do this and then some a little later tonight. And man, I can't get over it. Debbie's on the good side now. Let's go. Debbie's always been on the good side. I love you, Debbie. I appreciate each and every one of you. We'll be back later tonight. Again, one more time, if you want to join the largest group of Texas Tech fans, most interactive group of Texas Tech fans, and really, I would say maybe the most entertaining group of Texas Tech fans, it's really 3 simple steps you need to do for 100% free content. Like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell to join the Back to 12 squad today.